Hey everybody, Nick here, and today got a disassembly and maintenance video for you on this little guy right here. This is the Civivi Knives Rustic Gent. Interesting piece. Interesting name. I've known some rustic gents in my day. Interesting, folks. Alright, let's go ahead and put these guys right here. And put this right here. Gonna go ahead and take out some of these screws. By the way, centering's right on. It's a backlock, though, so centering's not usually a big concern. Usually on frame locks and liner locks, centering is a much bigger issue. Whoa there, we got more hardware going on here. Because in those situations, you have a lock bar that is providing pressure, that is pushing outside of the, there we go. Pop that loose. You have a lock bar that is pushing the blade to one direction or the other. Whereas here, there is not that. It is a backlock knife. There we go. I had a little trouble biting there, but whatever. Put that there. As a backlock, it means there is some tension on the spring here. So we'll need to be careful about that as we're putting things back together. But so far, I'm seeing pretty straightforward assembly. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use a spudger tool here to go ahead and lift this off. Come on. Why are you not coming loose, buddy? Here, I'll do this. Give me a little bit more room to work. Could just be tight tolerances. If you're ever curious about this or any of the other tools I'm using for my disassemblies, go ahead and check out nickshabazz.com/tools. It's a video that shows everything I use and more. There we go. So I'm just kind of rocking this back and forth in there to lift this off a little bit. Gentle, slow and steady wins the race, and this thing's not going to mark anything. Although at this point in time, I can actually just lift this off the rest of the way, and we're good to go. Okay, so here's, that's nice, that's clever, actually. So you can see here, these two springs hold in these two screws, that is, hold in the back spacer, which also serves as the spring for the back lock. Which is nice, and we can just lift this whole thing off and call it a night. Wow, that was easy. All right, so let's go ahead and take this guy, let's go ahead and do some further cleanup here. Seeing some very thick grease being used, so hopefully we can clean this up a little bit and do a little better. Go ahead and push the pivot out real quick. What we can see here is that there is a cutout on the pivot. You can see right there, hopefully. Yeah, there's a little cutout on the pivot there, and that corresponds to this cutout here in the carbon fiber. That prevents the pivot from spinning freely. That's nice. I'll go ahead and I'll clean off the lock bar as well as the pivot around which the lock bar rotates, such that, you know, we can smooth that out as well. That's easy enough. This guy, just clean off this side of things. Beautiful. Wait, which side of things need to be cleaned off? Yeah, I'll do both. Why not both? All right, got this little guy here, which I believe to be the blade stop pin. I'll go ahead and drop him right back in there, because that's where he's going to live in the long run. All right, this is pretty straightforward, honestly. Pair of brass, maybe phosphor bronze washers. Looks like brass. I don't know. I don't have spectroscopy vision. Should be a cool power for a scientist to have. Better if I was a chemist, though. Probably like a freaking mantis shrimp can tell or something. They're cool beasts. Anyways, I digress. So, we've got that. And I'll clean off the rest of this factory grease here. And we are good to reassemble. So, what I'll do is I'll start off by dropping the pivot, which, have I cleaned? Now I have. I'll drop the pivot in and make sure that the little cutout in that pivot is matched to the little cutout in the carbon fiber. Push it all the way in and rotate to confirm. There we go. We're good. Next thing, I'm going to use some lube. I'm going to use some knife pivot lube here. KPL. KPL tends to be good. Oh, I didn't need it on that side anyways, but Exxon Shabazz. Here we go. All right. Let's go ahead and rotate that around. And I'll go ahead and put a little on the pivot here. I'll go ahead and completely coat the pivot. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a little lube onto the pivot of the backlock. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reinstall that backlock. Oh, that's what's the issue here. So when I reinstall the backlock here, I just need to get it over the pivot here. Beautiful. Now what I need to do is pull it such that this part goes... actually, no. Okay, so at this point, blade is ready to reinstall. It's clean, right? Yeah, it's clean. What we can see here, by the way, is that this has a half stop. There is a flat portion here. Most of your backlock knives have a completely round area back here, but this has a concavity there, which allows this to feel very much like it has a half stop. It's not a need. It's not a safety thing. I don't know quite why they did it. I don't know that it's a problem, but it's just weird. But it is a backlock with a half stop. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and put a little bit of lubrication right here. And I'll go ahead and drop on this washer. I'll drop that washer around, I suppose, if not on. There we go. And I don't need to lubricate that there. Stop pin, that's important. Put that there. This is the blade stop pin, by the way. You can see here that this prevents the blade from hitting the backspacer. So, that's nice. All right. And we'll snap everything back together here. Oh, snap. Why are you not coming in? What's wrong with you here, bro? One approach that I might end up taking, although I'd kind of rather not, is actually to use the screws themselves to pull everything together. There we go. Let's put this in a different state. There's different tension in the system. Yeah, what's going on here? Why are we not going together? This is just needing a little extra gronk. See, here's what I'm going to do. Come here. Where are you? Here we are. This is a wood clamp, like for clamping wood. It's kind of what you'd expect a wood clamp to be, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put some cleaning cloth around this guy. Just going to turn this. And hopefully... Oh, the pivot came out now. Let's try it on the back side here. Work our way in slowly. Okay, that's in. Again, I'm not using a whole lot of pressure here. I'm not trying to really cram this thing down. I'm just trying to get everything snapped back together. This allows me a little bit more force to do it. Forgot a step. Right here. Why is this not wanting to go back together? Is this liner warped? Is it the stop pin that's not wanting to? Something's up. Yeah, maybe it is the stop pin that's not wanting to go into position here. Okay, so I got the pivot. Looks like the stop pin's in. So then I guess all I need to do here is just get these back pieces in. I think I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm in enough that I'm going to go ahead and just start screwing here. Oh, damn it. I need to start screwing internally here. Okay. Where's my thread locker? It's over there. All right. By the way, I don't advocate generally that you just start taking vices to things. You know, if something, you don't want to use a lot of force here. But this is a case where I can see everything that's going on there, and I just wanted to make sure that I, you know, I don't want to be like hammering it down there, but that's a nice way to use a little bit of steady force rather than just kind of pushing, rather than just like thump. It's the technical term, of course, thump. All right, where is my pivot? Oh, there it is. All right, I'll go ahead and put this in place here. Beautiful, and put you there. All right, everything's tight now. How's the action? Good, and especially considering there's no pivot in place, we're good to go there. All right, now that means I can reinstall the top scale here. You know, look, honestly, that was a little weird for a second, but I don't feel like that went particularly poorly. It's T8, that's right. It's weird that the external screws are T8 and the internal ones are T6. You'd think it'd go the other way, right? All right, I'll go ahead and put this here. Go ahead and put this here. Hi, Seagull. Thank you for gracing my video with your presence and your loud-ass mating calls. It is always appreciated, dearest Seagull. Heart, Nick Shabazz. All right, so what I'm doing here, my pivot is popped out of position, so I'm going to use the screw itself to rotate it to get it into place, and then I'm going to push it down in there where it's in proper positioning, and now it is fully seated. So that's good. All right, good. No blade play, that's a little tight. Let's loosen you up a little bit here. No blade play. Beautiful. We are put back together. So there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you. And have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.